let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a NFL free agent frenzy of the Sully Squad. Lots and lots of football stuff happening everywhere but Philadelphia, it looks like. So we're running a few minutes late. We're kind of like the Eagles free agency, Eagles, made some moves over the weekend, extended Jordan Davis. And then, they were hoping to
That's a big move.
Yeah. It is a big move. Yeah.
Big move.
Yeah, they were, and they were hoping to keep Jalen Phillips, but Christ, I mean, Carolina,
he got too much money.
They way overpaid him.
Carolina came in, they got the rookie. They haven't extended Bryce Young yet, so they're spending like drunken sailors. You know what I mean? They're like oh, Jalen Phillips. All right, cool.
Yeah, they spent too much on him. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean,
he was good. He was good for like really good for like 2 games,
mm-hmm.
And then like every other game, he just served his purpose. It's like. When you get that excitement, you come to a new team, you play really good for like 2 games. Then he kind of just like was a good defensive end. Not the great defensive end that we see in the first 2 games here.
He's going to remind me, or he kind of does, of Beckham. Because he wasn't that he was good, and then he was good for Miami. Then he got hurt, and he wasn't that great when he came back. Then he came here, played well, and loved the city, talked about the city. This is the place he wants to play the rest of his career. And he was a product of our system. Now he's going somewhere else. And I think he's going to have things are going to come back where he's not going to play that great. And like he said, they way overpaid him for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, Carolina don't got a slouch defense. They got a big interior. So, like, I think it's a good move for them. But, like, if you have the money to spend, I guess you got the money to spend.
They got like what, 119 million?
Yeah, we're talking from a point that the Eagles really have to like put their money where it matters most, and he didn't matter most.
Extending Carter. They got to get. That's the big. Yeah. That's the next big thing they have to do is get.
What were they talking about? Trading Carter for Garrett or Max Crosby?
Trading Carter's just all bullshit.
Yeah, I thought that was all bullshit too. I don't believe it for a second.
There's not one credible person's name listed on any one of the stories that you read everywhere. Not one.
I agree. I don't think there was any truth to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna upset a player. You're gonna because if you can't trade the guy, then you're gonna and he knows he's being talked about in the trade negotiations. Then you got to re-sign him next year. Like, why are you going to make it tougher for yourself?
Nah, yeah, he's not going anywhere.
I mean, I don't think they're going to trade him, especially with not keeping Jalen Phillips now. And I didn't really necessarily like believe that they really want to trade him. But just to play devil's advocate, though, had they signed Jalen Phillips, say they signed Jalen Phillips to like 25 million a year. You just re-up Jordan Davis at a high number, right? And then you got, they like Ajomo. I mean, Ajomo's due to get paid next year. Ajomo had almost 6 sacks. Now, you could have made the argument and said, well, as great as Jalen Carter is, we're concerned about his maturity issues. We're sinking a lot of money into Jordan Davis. We're sinking a lot of money into Ajomo. And if you could get, say, like 2 firsts or a first and a second and allocate those funds somewhere else, you still would have, then you could keep Ajomo and you could go with Davis, Ajomo, you would have had Phillips. I mean, I think they're better off with Jalen Carter myself.
I don't think they would have extended Jordan Davis out with the money they gave him if they didn't know that they were going to be able to keep Carter and extend him out.
I think anybody on that
defense, if you have anybody on that defense who's got kind of a Reggie White pedigree, it's Jalen Carter.
I mean, if anyone just watched, if anyone just watched every Eagles fan or anyone that's talking about it watched the Eagles last year, and you see how bad they were the couple games that he got hurt, they were bad.
Yeah.
And then he comes back, even though the stuff don't show up on the stat sheet, it showed up on other people's stat sheet. And I feel like that's what makes a great defensive tackle. Someone who just takes a lot of attention and makes Hunt have all them sacks and Nolan Smith and the Kobe Dean being able to get through the middle because two guys are concentrating on Jalen Carter and you got Jordan Davis' big ass next to him.
Two guys are on that. Yep.
I feel like you have to, if you watch the games last year, there's no, we should trade him for anybody.
I think Dean's going to be going.
Kobe Dean to the Raiders.
Is that where he went? Right, good. I know he was going to go.
He didn't go to Dallas.
I wanted to keep him here, but I did not want him to go to Dallas or Washington. Those are places that were rumored. So I mean, I didn't want him to go
whatever. If he went there, we kind of know how to beat that dude.
Yeah,
you know. You get him on one. You get him on one-on-one with the running back or a tight end. You have the advantage. Now, Kobe Dean, he made a couple good plays in the pass game as the year went on last year, but he's not a good pass coverage guy. So if you can get him in a matchup with, say, a Saquon Barkley or say a Dallas Goedert, you're cooking him.
Well, they better hope that Campbell works out.
Well, but at least I know that if you get him in those matchups, whether the guy makes a catch and play or not on the ball, that's one thing. But he's on that guy because of speed and athleticism. Regardless.
And then we lost. Well, I'm going to say we lost out on. I don't know if they're keeping Goddard. I hope not at this point.
They're not keeping Goddard.
They didn't get Isaiah Likely. He went somewhere else. But
Giants.
Supposedly we're getting Njoku.
Good.
I take that.
So with Nakobe Dean getting 3 years, $36 million. 20 million guaranteed, 12 million a year. That's probably for a linebacker position. That's probably maybe like a 5th round comp pick.
Okay.
So
this year we get that next year.
That would be
for Phillips. You got a 5th or 6th for Dotson. So probably a 4th or a 5th.
Yeah, I mean, see. That's one thing that Howie does. That's really really smart. I mean, right? But you look at what Howie does. I mean, you give up a 3rd rounder for Phillips. I think that pick would have been like 87th or 89th. I think I read right something like that in that range. I forget exactly how. But now you get in 27. You bring Phillips in. You get him for the stretch run this year. They wanted to sign him, but you lose him. And now next year in the 27 draft, that 3rd round pick's going to be anywhere from like 97, I think, to like 102. You know what I mean? So it's like, you bring Phillips in, you get some good football out of him. If you can keep him, that's great. But you lose him, it's kind of like no harm, no foul. Yeah, you lost the 3rd rounder this year, but the Eagles have, like Sean said, 9 picks.
Yeah, we have a ton.
Including 2/3, 2/4, I think 3/5. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the Eagles are all right in the draft, but I mean, so we talked about Jalen Phillips. He probably wasn't worth the 30th. 30 million. Like Sean, you and I were talking before the show, you still have to replace him on the field. Like any guy you interested in trying to sign to replace him?
Chubb or Greenard. Greenard, if I'm saying it, from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a guy on the Packers, but I just seen Quay Walker just signed with the Raiders. The Raiders just signed like 3 defensive players and dropped like $87.5 million on all 3 of them, defensive players wise.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Chubb? I mean, the one good thing about Chubb's a little older. He's 30, but he was just cut by Miami, so they can sign him, and they won't lose their comp pick. So that's what
Fangio will know whether he wants him or not. Fangio had him, so. If they pick him up, then Fangio likes him.
Want him. You
I take Chubb
because he knows the system.
I take Garrett. I take Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna say you get
everybody and their mother would take him.
I think if you got Miles Garrett, you get a chubby. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, that motherfucker sacks everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit. They get Miles Garrett. You know what I mean? Your chances of winning the Super Bowl are fucking exponentially increased. I mean, shit. You know, you probably we wouldn't even be able to sit at this table. You know what I mean? You'd be so excited to be an Eagles fan.
I can't believe Walker. They let Walker go to the Chiefs. What the frick is Seattle thinking?
Yeah, well,
Well,
I mean,
have something in mind.
I mean, Walker. I mean, Walker's obviously Walker's a hell of a back, and he's going to be a loss for Seattle. And that was a good signing by the Chiefs. But I mean, Walker did get 15 mil. I mean, Seattle's got to pay a lot of those guys on defense coming.
They got a lot of money though. Look at the cap money. They got a lot of cap money.
Dude, here's the thing: when you win, teams want your players.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they're looking at all contracts right now. They're looking. It's going to get tough for Seattle. When you're good, your shit falls apart.
Well, they got a lot of young guys, so that's a big thing I can see on that side. They have a lot of young guys, and they do have a lot of cap money, so that helps. But him and Charbonneau were perfect together. Could have made another run for it the next year or see what happens. But like you said, Sean, maybe they have a plan.
Maybe they'll draft the running back.
I think they do.
And they'll feature Zach. Zach's good.
Yeah, so but I'm just looking at this Nakobe Dean.
Damn, Walker went to the Chiefs though.
Yeah.
K9 went to the Chiefs. Now, I mean,
see, that's big. They were missing something like that. They're missing that and a couple linemen, and they're a great offense again. Like Rasheed Rice, a number one wide receiver.
No, he can't keep out of trouble.
He'll be all right.
Let's see.
He needs to get his head on straight. He has more legal problems than anything.
Has he gotten in trouble? So what are you suspended for?
Coming back. For leaving I think he did something else. I think he domestic abuse.
That was it, domestic abuse. I was trying to think what it was.
Yeah, it was his girlfriend.
Twice. Yep.
Yeah, he's a winner.
Yeah.
Eddie Prather says he could see Seattle drafting the kid Price from Notre Dame.
He's going to have to. They're going to have to move up from 32 all the way up to. He's a top 5 pick.
No, not Love, Sean. Price. He said Price.
Well, there's other backs out there that are better, but yeah, he is a 1-2 punch with Love and Price. Yeah.
Well, NTN's out there too. If nobody signs NTN as a free agent,
NTN signed. He went somewhere.
He went to New Orleans, I believe.
Saints.
Kamara's pretty much washed up. So
Wandale Robinson went to the Titans.
Titans have a pretty good. Titans have signed some players.
Yeah, you know what's funny? The Titans signed like everybody. They signed a corner from the Giants that I never really heard of, but supposedly he was like he got great write up. He was like 12th best, in bullshit stats. I mean, the way I look at it, I mean the Giants sucked, so I don't know how good he was. You know what I mean? But he supposedly graded out well.
Well, I would say if you grade it well on a shitty ass defense, I mean that's probably more impressive than grading really good on a great defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they signed a corner from the Saints. They signed Franklin, the defensive tackle from the Broncos.
And then they signed the quarterback.
Trubisky they signed Trubisky as a backup.
How about Max Crosby to the Ravens?
Yeah. That's. As long as he's not coming over to the NFC East, that's fine.
I think what's up, Fuji? How you doing? I think that the Crosby trade to the Ravens, I think, is one of those trades that I think makes a lot of sense for both teams. If you think about it, the Ravens had the 14th pick. A lot of people say, like this draft, like the strength of this draft, I think is like, kind of like anywhere from like 40, like to set, like, I guess basically like other than the very top few guys, there's not a lot of difference, when you get down the draft. And if you're the Ravens, I mean, with Mahomes being out, the AFC is kind of wide open. I mean, you bring in a Crosby, this could be Lamar's like last best chance to win. You know what I'm saying?
It's win now or go home.
Is Mahomes be ready for the start of the year?
I don't think so. I think Mahomes. I mean, didn't Mahomes got hurt towards the end of the year, right?
He got hurt still 5 games left. No,
No, playoffs.
I think it was like
Playoffs?
December something.
Nah, it wasn't the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs.
Who's that?
Well,
Mahomes.
no,
What week did he get?
sorry,
14?
End of the season. End of the season. Yeah.
I got you, but that still gives you 9 months. I wouldn't be surprised if he was back.
They said he's trying to come back. They're saying all the right things to have him come back. He might not.
I wouldn't be surprised when Mahomes comes back.
Well, I just Googled it. A little update here. It says he's way ahead of schedule. He said Jay Glazer said on the Dan Patrick Show he's way ahead of schedule and he's aiming to be 100% without restrictions for week 1 of the 26th. I'll tell you what.
Did you ever see that documentary that he had on quarterbacks or whatever it was on Netflix?
Yeah, he works.
He was on it. He works his ass off. Athletes like that heal at a different. The greats heal differently.
I just got an update from the thing. The Phillies just signed Luzardo to a 5-year extension.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
How much?
Doesn't say. This says Luzardo got a 5-year extension.
I like that.
Wow, how about that?
I like that.
All right, well that's good. Finally, hey, at least there's some good Phillies news.
Yeah, that's nice, but still, it's not adding shit.
No,
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That game tonight should be it's a good baseball game to watch. USA versus Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
How
want to
about
see USA versus Dominican Republic?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't beat Mexico in the last 5 times we played them in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, how about Schwarber's home run the other night?
That was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, crushed it.
New Britain. Yeah.
So, all right. So obviously they need a secondary plan for Jalen Phillips. That could be Chubb, or it could be trading for that guy Greenway. Green Day on the brain, I guess. And then of course you still got the AJ Brown situation. I mean,
he's not going anywhere. They turned down that trade, and that trade was a good trade if you think about it.
What trade?
With the Patriots, they wanted 2 1s. And they said, they said, no, we'll give you a 1 and a 2. And they said, nope.
I
doing
see.
1s. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think everything is the way it is, unless they pull a trade.
I don't think the Patriots offered a 1 and a 2.
The Patriots offered, the Patriots offered a 1 and a 2.
See, I think if
I think they would have took that if that was true.
Or. No,
I thought they just wanted a first and something else.
They wanted a first, a player. I think really, to be honest with you, 2 firsts and a player.
Maybe that's
2 first.
Yeah, they wanted first. The Eagles wanted to. The Eagles basically made it so nobody's going to do it. To put it mildly, I think they want to keep him here. They're just fielding the calls, but. Just like the other bullshit with Jalen Carter, there's nothing going on there.
I don't want to trade AJ Brown, but I would take a first and a second for him.
It has to be the right team. You just can't give them away.
Dude, I would take a first and a second for him, and I would just draft the best receiver available when it came to me in the first round with that pick. And then you just acquire a second round pick for free.
You're not going to address an O-line? Need be at 23.
All right. But then how about you draft an O-lineman, right? And then second round, you take the next best receiver. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There's good second round receivers that pan out to be really good.
Is that center? Center that's out there? There's one center out there in free agency that's ranked real high. Did he sign yet?
Tyler Lindbaum. He signed with the Raiders.
Fuck.
He signed with the Raiders.
Damn it!
Fuck. The Raiders and the Titans signing everybody.
Not only that, but the Jets are signing a lot of people. Aaron Glenn signed a bunch of defensive players too.
Did the Redskins sign anybody with all that money?
They signed
Mariota.
Trash.
No, they signed Oduwe, the linebacker, defensive end that used to
The
play.
Jets.
for
I think the
Baltimore.
Jets also traded and got, what do you call it?
Yeah, they got
Minka
Minka
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick. Yeah, the Raiders so far signed Tyler Lindenbaum, 3 years, $81 million. Wide receiver Jalen Naylor, 3 years, $35 million. He was with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Quiddy Pay. People talked about him as a possible option at edge for the Eagles. He played for the Colts, 2 years, $48 million. Cornerback Eric Stokes, 3 years, $30 million. And then they traded for Taron Johnson, the nickelback from Buffalo, or cornerback from Buffalo, who, like, Aaron Rodgers was talking him up the other day, saying that he's like, you know, when they played Buffalo, like, he was one of the guys you really had to watch. So, yeah, I mean, the Raiders. I mean, you know what's funny? Because
Mekhi Becton's still a free agent then?
Yeah, he's still a free agent. Yeah.
Yeah, but reading what's his face, Rappaport, he said the Eagles aren't going to entertain him coming back.
Because I don't think he fits the, like I said last week, the offensive line scheme.
That was my next question. Does he fit the new scheme? Is this guy different than Stoutland?
We're talking Stoutland and you know, he converted him to playing guard to tackle to guard, or whatever you want to say, call it. But Mannion's offense is totally different and revamped. Like Saquon said, the run game will be there, you know.
The guy that I once signed then from the Eagles, who's on the low end of it, is Fred Johnson. They need him.
Yeah. Fred Johnson, though. We already see what happens when you got to go to Fred Johnson. We need like a real fucking backup that's like gonna take over for somebody, and then another.
Lane Johnson, he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, he was. That's right. All right, he was serviceable, but like he can't be the future.
If they don't have anybody else out there that can sign who's better than him, you got to sign him because he knows the team, but he played well in his place. It wasn't an open door, at least.
Well, Landon Dickerson went down to get stem cell just like Juergens.
Oh, did he?
Which is good.
Did he go like maybe lose some weight?
No, to get the stem cells because Kelsey said he couldn't walk after the season. He was so hobbled. He was battered. Like he was literally like.
How about Trey Hendrickson? He's still out there. He's still sitting out there.
He's still out there. You got him rumored to go to Cowboys, Buccaneers.
So he's not.
He's going to get some money now.
But he's still on our radar.
The big thing is they said that the big money's not going to be there because they said people were worried about his injuries. Because he is coming off an injury.
His hip last year. Yeah. You want to take a guy with a bad hip?
Yep.
You know, if anything, I like to see them get Jaquan Brisker or Trey Wooten from your Seattle Seahawks, you know. But
yeah, and well, Brister's not going to. I mean, Brister's not going to stay in Chicago because they signed his Seahawk guy Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seahawks lost him too.
Yep.
Yeah, and they lost Obafe. I think his name is.
Yeah.
To Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Up like flies. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Mafe. What happened to the Eagles last year?
Mafe.
All our defense went bye-bye.
Yeah, but here's the difference. We have Howie Roseman and those other teams don't.
That's why I'm not so concerned right now.
You know, Seattle starts to fall apart. They got to start scrambling.
Every team is sitting back. Every GM is sitting back thinking, Howie hasn't done anything yet. There's something up his sleeve. They're looking over their shoulder. You know it.
I feel like sometimes Howie this is his plan. You know, his plan is to like retool, even if it needs a year or two. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's why he wants to keep the offense the same.
He's watching everybody's move. That's what he's doing. And you got Rashid Shaheed, your guy. He went back to the Seahawks 3 years, 51 mil, 34 guaranteed.
See, that's a lot. You know, that's the problem. I think that's where, you know, I think the problem the Eagles are having is
screw up.
What? What'd you say?
No, go ahead. No,
I was going to say the problem the Eagles are having is that, you know, all the cap went up and all these teams have all this money, and Howie, you know, even as good with the cap as Howie is, he can't, you know, with the pending extensions of like Jalen Carter then possibly, if they do trade AJ Brown, you have to figure out what that cap hit is. So he really can't go shopping today. Like I think the Eagles' best course of action and what they're probably doing is they're going to let all these big ass deals go off the market in the first day or two, and then as this weekend comes, I think you'll start seeing the Eagles make shrewd business moves this weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And look to the draft to get players.
We'll get guys that play for 1 year, and next year we'll be sitting here talking the same thing. Why we let him go? Why we let him go? That's kind of the guys he picks up.
It's fine though, because they've helped us win Super Bowls the two times he's done it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean it sucks, but that's kind of the reality of the NFL. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
you run two guys.
I mean, think about look at. Well, I mean, look at the teams that are spending all the money today. The fucking Raiders. The Raiders blow. I mean, they're the number one.
The Titans.
The Titans. I actually think the Titans can have a quick. I'll tell you, if the Titans get Jeremiah Love and Ward shows something, the Titans could be one of those teams that kind of really improve next year. But they have a rookie quarterback pay scale, so they can go out. I mean, the kid Robinson,
get everybody,
Yeah, the kid Robinson, the receiver. I mean, shit, man, he's good, but he ain't worth. I mean,
he's not worth that money.
He gets $27 million a year. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, this is the problem when you win, right? You usually have a quarterback that gets paid a lot of money, and these teams can't spend.
Mm-hmm.
You see all the teams that are spending; they don't spend a lot of money at quarterback, but you have to spend a lot of money at quarterback to win. So, look at Buffalo first. What did Buffalo do? Anything special?
No, they can't.
They're going to do the same thing the Eagles did. They're going to let the first 3-4 days go. They're going to sign low-budget guys because they paid Josh Allen $1 trillion.
Buffalo got what? Wide receiver. Who'd they get again? Because they let Diggs go.
DJ Moore.
That's it.
That's a nice acquisition.
Yeah.
So you're going to have him, and probably on draft day you're going to trade disgruntled or whatever you want to call it, Keon Coleman, who they had high hopes for, but he just can't. He can't keep himself going to meetings. He's always late, tardy.
Yep.
But if anything, the stadium looks beautiful. I think I sent it to Joey, man. I'm curious to know how much the tickets are going to be for the Buffalo Bills, and it's ahead of schedule too.
Yeah,
and it seats 80,000.
Yeah, I mean,
heated grass. I mean, which
have you seen the new plans?
It's good for them. They deserve it.
Have you seen the new plans that Lurie has out there for the stadium for the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, as a fan, I want to hear your input. It's always been, like I said to Joey, an outdoor field. I get it. Lurie wants a Super Bowl here, but I'll take a retractable roof and open it, you know what I mean? But I don't want no damn dome. No.
Yeah, it's getting too high tech, over high tech now. Everything.
Yeah. Oh wow, you got the wind fans or whatever, like
turbines.
Give me a break.
Well, they're saving energy. That's one thing they're doing. So I know.
What do you do?
I love the outside stadium too, but if you told me I can make $1 billion more by converting this to a dome and hosting the Olympics and stuff like that, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think it's just like I'm not even like some people are like, oh man, this is going to suck. Philadelphia's always played outside. I mean, to be honest with you, I just think it's a matter of time. You know what I mean? Until they get a retractable roof or a dome. So I'm not even going to. What?
No, go ahead. I'll finish. I'll say it after you're done.
No, I was going to say, I'm just at the point, I'm like, there's no sense in getting upset about it because I just think it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, you got to put yourself in the billion. Like if you were a billionaire, you probably won another $1 billion. So if they told you that you're going to make $1 billion more by closing the roof on your stadium, you're probably going to close the roof on your stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evan Lauro says, kind of quiet on your guys' side. Any players you want to go after? I mean, Evan, we were just saying with their cap with their kind of cap strapped. So like I think Howie's going to go shopping, after the first few days and go bargain hunting.
Yeah.
How do you think Tua's going to do in Atlanta?
Tua, he's going to watch Michael Penix play, isn't he?
No,
No,
Penix
they want Penix out.
Really?
Penix is pretty much done there, kind of.
They didn't even give dude a shot.
No, they didn't.
You know, like Tua over Penix. Just give me. I'd rather just give Penix another shot.
Something with his knee. I wouldn't be surprised.
Penix is hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like hurt.
Yeah. Penix got hurt.
Same knee.
Yeah, last year.
No, Penix got hurt. He got re-hurt. Like Penix got hurt during the year, like Mahomes did. Now I don't know. I don't know what his rehab's like, but they probably bought two in. You know what? Speaking of quarter, I wonder where Kyler Murray's going to go, because people are saying maybe Minnesota. Kyler Murray.
That's
Minnesota's probably a good signing.
They said the smart place would be Minnesota, and then it'll have him up against what's his face,
JJ McCarthy.
JD, and then they said they'll make it seem like it's a who plays better preseason, who looks better in the offense, the starter, and they're going to go with Murray.
Yeah, see, I'm not the biggest Kyler Murray fan, but to me, I mean, he makes a lot of sense. Like for instance, I was talking to our UPS guys, a big Steelers fan, and they're not sure if Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. I told him, I was like, if I were you guys, I would tell Aaron Rodgers to go fuck himself and just chill. I'd bring Kyler Murray in for like a $1 or $2 million and let him compete with the kid Howard. And then maybe you draft a guy like Drew Aller from Penn State, who I don't think's ready to play, but
Simpson.
Who?
Ty Simpson, Bama.
Well, whatever. I mean, I'm just
one of them guys.
Yeah. I just mean one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you bring Kyler Murray in on like $1.5 million or $2 million, and then you could spend, instead of paying Rodgers like $25-30 million, you spend all that money on other people. And then
but Kyler Murray's such not a Steelers guy. You know what I mean?
True.
Like sitting in his room playing Call of Duty, like he's a Minnesota guy.
Right, so
he can hide in that division. He can win games maybe.
Rodgers wants to play. He's just not going to say anything because he's a flake. But
even if he didn't want to play, Kyler Murray's not a Steeler.
But he's going to play for McCarthy, who was on on there, and then they just picked up Michael Pittman, so now he does have a true wide receiver with DK out there. So that's pretty much. I think he's going to come back for one. I'm going to say one last year, but he might be like Brett Favre and never wants to end until he finally can't walk, can't talk, and can't remember who he is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you talked about Tua. Like Tua, what's changed? He went to the Falcons. Okay, they have a good running back. So did Miami. They got a good number one wide receiver. So did Miami. And Tua still sucked.
I think
what I mean.
Tired of the crap out there, and it didn't help. Like Hill and all them starting their shit. I think Miami was just tired of the crap, and they just let's move on. Because they took a $99 million hit.
Yeah,
it was working.
$99 million. They showed like 6 Eagles listed in the thing that cost $99 million, and the Eagles are big name players. That's how much of a hit the Dolphins took.
Steelers got Michael Pittman too.
Yeah, that's why I said
they traded for him.
That's why I said.
That's all right. Now you put a quarterback with Pittman and DK Metcalf and Freiermuth. If Freiermuth's still there, he's a pretty solid tight end. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm coming back.
There you go. That's what I said.
Yeah, good call. I didn't hear the Michael Pittman. I missed that.
He knows McCarthy. McCarthy knows him, and he knows McCarthy. So you give it one more run, and that's it.
Damn, Pittsburgh got Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf. Michael Pittman's a sleeper wide receiver.
Yeah, I still don't think they're going to win anything, though.
No, I don't either. But
I mean, Cincinnati's always unpredictable. Baltimore's unpredictable. We don't know
what they're going to have
Whole
this year.
division's unpredictable.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Like, if you're in that division and you're Pittsburgh, you feel you can win that division with them two guys.
I don't understand what is Cleveland going to do for quarterback? Are they really going to go with Sanders?
They should, though. They should go with Sanders.
No.
You can't.
He's a joke. Yeah.
Well, you know is
I'm
you
not a
know
big
is
fan of Shador. No.
I disagree. I mean, you play with Cleveland, who has a horrible offensive line. They looked like shit the whole entire year, and they finally got a little bit of excitement when they pushed Shador Sanders in a horrible situation. He was sitting there running for his life every single play.
Right, so
Every
he
play.
wasn't doing anything. So he really, I don't know.
He's running for his life. You're
Just
Cleveland.
like in
Okay,
college.
just do what you do with Baker Mayfield. Make that mistake
Just like
again.
Yeah,
Make that mistake again.
yeah.
You got Deshaun Watson,
Put Tyler Gabriel in.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan.
Whatever. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I don't even know his name. He sucks.
Shador, but he's not. He's nothing special. I said the GM there doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Well, that's the problem. It's not. It's Shador. Who's he throw it to? Njoku, the rookie tight end they had last year. Jerry Judy. Is he there still? Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Like, you didn't see enough of Shador Sanders to know if Shador Sanders is good.
Look
Look at Sam Darnold. The Jets get up on Sam Darnold quick. Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield take Tampa Bay to the playoffs. Cleveland shit the bed on that. If you're Cleveland, you can't miss. You have to give the guy you drafted who slipped to you a chance.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is though, Diego, like, I mean, I kind of hear you, but I mean, it's not, but like, you know, everybody's acting like Shador Sanders was like a first round pick. I mean, he was picked in the fucking
fifth round.
Yeah, but look at the guys drafted in front of him. 6 of them shouldn't have been drafted in front of him.
But that's Cleveland. Cleveland messed up. I mean,
I just think there's a lot of people that have that attitude about Shador Sanders, right? And it's just they don't like him as a person. I don't think it's his game because when you look at his game, he was the second, third best quarterback in the draft. It was Ward guaranteed, and the number 2 draft pick was talent wise in the combine was between Dart and Shador.
I was reading on there that they went ahead and redid. Oh shit! I'm going to tell you, Joel, like Deshaun Watson's contract. Do you start him?
I actually think I was going to say that. I mean, I hear what Diego's saying. I actually think that Deshaun Watson's going to be the starter there.
He is.
That would be. Yeah, he hasn't played football.
What's that?
3 years he hasn't played football.
Yeah,
I would kill myself if I was a Cleveland Browns fan and I see Deshaun Watson start the season. I'm sorry. I would kill myself. I'd be like, I'm not watching them. I'm not watching them.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, but I hear you. But they're, you know, I mean, I'm not arguing with you, Diego. But the reality of the situation is he's getting paid a lot of money, and they obviously don't totally believe in Shador Sanders. And this year, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe Shador plays, but you know, I mean, I think when training camp comes, I think they're going. I think they'll have a quote unquote competition. But what's his face? Watson makes the most money. It wouldn't shock me if he plays. At least,
I understand the money thing, but Watson had his chance. Watson had his chance, and then he got hurt, and it was about the money. And then they went to somebody else, and we just watched Tua, Miami take a $90 million hurt on Tua, because when it's time for your quarterback not to play, it's not. Deshaun Watson, you're going to give him a chance if you're Cleveland? I don't know how you can.
Well, the only thing I'll
say, said, you're going to have a quarterback competition.
Right, we have that same exact situation in the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Who do you want to start?
Tyler McKee's not going to start.
Who do you want to start?
Well,
no. I'm saying if you had the same situation, like if the Cleveland team was the Eagles, who do you want to start? Do you want Deshaun Watson or you want Shador Sanders to start?
I would do Gabriel. I think Watson sucks, to be honest with you. I don't think he's anything, and I don't think Shador Sanders is anything either. They got legs. That's about it.
But then you say you don't think Gabriel's nothing. We've seen him. He's probably he can't even get out the way.
He's probably a better X and O guy than the other two are.
See, I don't know.
Watson's horrible.
I mean, I don't know what did Shador show you that was so much better than Gabriel? Like to me, they both kind of suck. Like Shador. I'll give Shador some credit. He was
athletic. He moved out the pocket. Yeah. He made plays.
No,
Dylan Gabriel didn't make no plays.
I don't know. I mean, what I think is, I think I think Shador showed a few flashes.
That's
You know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying.
He showed a few, but you know, in all fairness, though, we really didn't see much of Gabriel because
No.
I mean, truthfully, I barely watched the second of that dude. You know what I mean? But when Shador was in there, it was like, oh, let me see what Shador could do. You know what I mean? So it's,
I watched them play, and I seen potential, more
Gabriel is a-
potential than I see in a lot of quarterbacks in the
Gabriel
NFL.
is a system quarterback. Gabriel's nothing special, but he's a system quarterback. Whereas
Dylan Gabriel is just a top 3 draft pick, and you're restarting. That's all Dylan Gabriel is. And Shador Sanders might be the same, right? But I don't know. You're Cleveland, like just. At least the guy has it. All right, ready? Here's a perfect example. Joe said when Shador was in, I tuned in to see what he could do. If you're Cleveland, at least Shador Sanders gives you that. You're not tuning in to Deshaun Watson. You're not tuning in to Dylan Gabriel. You're tuning in to Shador Sanders to say he sucks.
I was going to say, do you think people were tuning in to Shador to say, "Oh, he's really good," or
it doesn't matter why you tune though? At least you watch.
I wanted to see how bad he did because I think he's an ass.
Right, but if you're Cleveland, at least people are watching you.
yeah.
You know, at least people are like, at least your fans are like, let's see. You know how it feels when you have a quarterback and you're like when you have Kirk Cousins or something like that. You're like, yeah, we're not going to win. We don't have to see because they suck. At least Shador Sanders is still young. We've seen him for 5 games. I would say that's a good bet to watch him play over Deshaun Watson.
Well, I'm glad I don't live in Cleveland and I can't stand Cleveland. What did you say, Sean? You were trying to say something?
He stays in the pocket too long, and plus it's Deion Sun. If he wasn't Deion Sun, he'd be shit. You wouldn't even hear nothing about him.
I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's that great, but I think there's a lot of QBs that suck in the NFL.
There is, but
yeah, I mean what probably happens there is, I mean, what they should do is, like, for me, like I would just have a quarterback competition in camp. Whoever wins, and then Cleveland's probably going to stink again this year. And then there's like 4 or 5 quarterbacks coming in the draft next year, and they'll draft a guy next year, and he'll probably suck because it's Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much what's going to happen. You know.
Cleveland just all around.
Said they should have never let. It's a shame when they had Baker Mayfield go. You know, but it's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
I kind of like Baker, so I'm happy he's with a team that actually knows how to play. Makes it interesting.
Yeah, but when they had him, he got him to the playoffs. He did his thing. And now they're back to the Cleveland Steamers. You know what I mean?
Cleveland got to sell the team. The only way Cleveland turns it around is they sell the fucking team, because whoever runs the team is the worst.
They need to get rid of that team, and they need to give us the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because they can't pick shit to go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're going to pick like the Go-Go's over Iron Maiden? Give me a freaking break.
Well, it's a shame because they always have, like, I would say, a Super Bowl competitive defense.
Yeah.
You know, so they just found a consistent offense that can give them like anywhere from 24 to 28 points a game. They probably make the playoffs because that division is weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, you know, and it's funny, they actually kind of screwed that up too, because Jim Schwartz did a great job out there.
Yeah.
All the players liked him, and then they jerked him off for the head coaching thing.
And
now he left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lost the Fancy's gone from there too.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's hit the Phillies now. So what do we think about Crawford?
Wait, I want to get. Let me see something real quick. Evan Lauro, just one last thing on this real quick. He said, fix the O-line this year and go quarterback next year. Yeah, if I'm the Browns, that's probably what I do. I would load up on offensive linemen, go with your shitty ass team this year, and then and then maybe you get a quarterback next year's draft. You know,
I would say this is why Deshaun Watson is the best bet for them, because if the point is to just get another quarterback next year, you want to be as bad as you possibly can be, and then you can justify it by saying we pay Deshaun Watson a lot of money, he has to start, and then he can just lose every game because he hasn't played in 3 years.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? I mean, next week when we come on, maybe we'll have a few more free agency signings. But we mentioned Cleveland's offensive line and how they're losing an offensive line. Well, that could get your quarterback killed. And I'll tell you, when I think of injuries, I think of my man Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. He's got 3 offices throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, 1 in Philadelphia, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. So if you get hurt, make sure you call my man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, like we were saying, I mean, a lot of big football stuff, but nothing's official. So Wednesday will come. So next week we'll have like a little. Hopefully, who knows what the Eagles will have done when we come back on next week. But to Jeff's point about Crawford, that I did want to touch on that a little bit because the Phillies. Well, first off, did you guys see that Major League Baseball came out with like the top 100 players in baseball?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, I mean, this is like the worst kept secret out there. Obviously, the Dodgers had the most, but the Phillies have the second most. But even with that, a lot of the success on the Phillies, if you look at this Phillies team, you could argue that they may go as far as Jeff, like you said, Crawford. They're going to really need him to do something. And one thing that was very encouraging last Sunday was Painter. Painter looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
How about Adam Miller was taking reps at third base?
Yeah,
today?
but he's got a back problem. They said he still hasn't swung the bat yet in batting practice. There was what's his face? He was on WIP, and
Why?
he said he still hasn't swung the bat. He's got a back problem. He's seeing a specialist now about his back, so he doesn't. They don't know when he's going to come back.
Insane.
That's horrible for a young guy, or like with the talent, but a young guy like that already having back problems. Ugh, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, Painter had Tommy John done. Joe just said he looked really good, so let's hope that's the case.
Yeah, he's been
Crawford's looked okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know that preseason doesn't mean anything, but he looks good. Just the intangibles, just the basic intangibles look good.
Justin, who was on the list? Harper, Zach Wheeler.
Harper was actually the second. Schwarber was the first Philly, the highest Philly.
Schwarber.
Then I think Wheeler was second, and then Harper was third.
And then what? JT was on there?
No JT. No,
Turner?
Turner was down. Yeah, Turner was down in like the 30s or 40s or something.
Christopher Sanchez?
Yeah,
Sanchez was there.
Yeah, it was well, Wheeler was all the way down to like 91 because he's coming off an injury. But I know, it was Schwarber, Turner. Let's see, Schwarber, Turner, Sanchez, Harper, Wheeler. I think Luzardo.
Yeah. Damn, okay.
What's his face? Duran was on there.
Oh, and Duran.
Seven players on 100.
Yeah, I think they had 7 or 8. I think the Dodgers had like 9 or 10.
Yeah,
and you can only put fucking 9 guys out there.
Yeah,
10 with the DAs. Damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully, hopefully they get it together because this core only has a little bit more time and shit. There might not even be baseball next year. Yeah. I mean, you guys see this odds are there might be a lot.
Well, I tell you what, if we get Wheeler back the way he was and Painter the way he pitched, we got the best pitching staff in baseball.
Definitely one of them. I mean, I guess the hope, because at that point you're just hoping that. I mean, at that point you're just hoping that Nola could be a decent 5. Because you would go. Yeah, what would you have? You'd have Sanchez,
Wheeler,
Luzardo, Painter,
Nola.
I would take that all day.
Nola.
And then
they would probably have Nola. They probably have Nola than Painter to see what happens, and then if Nola starts, his usual shit, then he goes down and Painter jumps on.
It's really the only way you beat the Dodgers. You're not beating the Dodgers firepower with firepower at the plate. You're not beating them like that.
Not having Taiwan Walker as your 5th. Damn.
You know what he's going to be? He's going to be that extra game. When they usually have a bullpen game. Or he'll be the guy if somebody's sore, he comes in and pitches.
Yeah, sloppy seconds guy.
As much as I hate him, he's actually pitched pretty good in the so far this year. Hasn't given him up a run and looks pretty good. But this is his last year here anyway. So
if Alvarado could pitch the way he pitched before he got called for steroids, and we got Durant, we arguably have one of the best backhands of the pitch of a bullpen in baseball. Also,
we don't have to worry about Rojas. if they definitely hold up the suspension, he's gone. 82 games, and after all the shit that he sucked anyway, just get rid of him.
Johan Rojas?
Yeah, 82 games suspension for Peds.
I forgot about that dude. Like, he can't be serviceable. He sucks.
Yeah, I think the Mexican league's calling his ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's
Andale, come.
can't have
Yeah, they would like him because he's fast and he can play the outfield. Send him over to Japan, in the Japanese league.
little Spanish guy. Send him over there.
Yeah, I would like to see. I mean, again, I don't want to get too excited about spring training, but like, I'd like to see what this Otto Kemp could do. He had a home run.
He had a homer the other day. Yeah.
Because you'd figure he's going to be a big factor because if you're going to start Garcia every day in right, you're going to start Crawford every day in center, and then left is going to be Marsh against righties and Kemp against lefties because Marsh can't hit lefties. So, so you got to get something out of Kemp, and then.
I think the one thing they really need is a backup catcher. Stubbs, no, and Marchand can't hit for shit. I'm sorry. They need a backup catcher.
I know. I agree with you, but unfortunately, I think they're just going to go with what they got.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to. I don't see them. I mean, because the other thing is too. I mean, you bring back JT, but JT's a whole other year older. I mean, I feel like if you want to get the best production out of him, like he really should be down. Like I feel like you should start playing him like maybe 110, 115 games.
Well, he usually doesn't play any Sundays, and he doesn't. It depends on if you have a like a late game and an early game. He doesn't play the second, or a doubleheader. He doesn't play both. So there's your games there that he doesn't play.
Yeah, but I feel like last year he still played like 125, 130.
Yeah, he played a lot last year.
Yeah, see, to me, like, if you're, I guess it kind of depends on how the season's going because, if they're in a spot where it looks like they're pretty much going to be definitely making the playoffs and the division got tougher, because I mean, who knows? The Mets are such a wild card because like you could look at the Mets and be like, oh, they got Peralta and they got Bo Bichette, and you're like, oh shit, but then again, they lost Alonso, they lost Diaz. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna strike them motherfuckers out this year.
Hey Joe.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold.
And Atlanta lost Pro 4 again for the whole year for taking steroids again too.
Jeez.
I know that dude's not. I know it's crazy. I know, but
these guys. I mean, what the hell? They don't need it. Go ahead, John.
Check this out. I just got Blankenship is gone to Houston.
Really, they're losing too much. I they couldn't lose him. They needed him there. Because
I feel like Blankenship, dude. I feel like Blankenship can be replaced. I'm sorry. I feel like Blankenship is he's not a bad safety, but
no,
he got burnt a lot last year. Like you could attack him and beat him a lot last year.
3-year deal, 24.75 mil.
We got Makuba coming back.
Yeah,
and we got to sign another veteran guy.
Where did he go? I'm sorry.
Houston
would be the guy. That is the Bears. So
Bears?
That would Jaquan Brisker from the Bears. I mean,
you want Jaquan
that
Brisker?
Makes sense because, like Joey said, Kobe Bryant signed with the Bears, and then him. Or do you bring?
I would take Brisker over Blankenship.
Yeah, or
I might if they don't have anything at the end, I might take a flyer on him. And
I want Brisker because I think I sent it to Joey. His stats.
I like that, Joe. I like Brisker.
Yeah, if they can get him, but if they can't get him, I would bring CJ back.
I'll tell you what, Brisker likes to tackle.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need an aggressor. I mean,
I wouldn't be shocked if they did something and if they did something like brought like an Epps back on like a minimal deal and then go into the draft. This draft's actually pretty deep at safety. Because one thing we didn't really get too much into the combine, but one of the things about the combine was people, a lot of the reporters were saying they wouldn't want to, although you know what's so funny though, the reporter said this, but yet if you look at it seems like safeties are getting decent money today. But the reporters were saying that they wouldn't want to be a free agent safety because the draft looks like really good in safeties. Like you could get a good safety in like the third round. So like
okay, so yeah, bring back Epps didn't look that bad.
Well, that's what I was saying. If you're Howie, if you're cash strapped, you know, you got Makuba coming back. You got to bank on him showing some improvement. And in all fairness, you know, he was got hurt, he was coming on a little bit before he got hurt. So, you know, you got Makuba. You know, maybe you bring a guy, either Epps or a guy like Epps. You know, a low paid, you know, veteran. You know what I mean? Just so the whole league doesn't think you're fucked in the ass and you definitely have to draft a safety. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then if you're sitting there third round, second round, you know, you get a young guy and you have him compete with Epps. And maybe you start the year. And again, I'm saying Epps. It doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, just don't get another. Remember the dude Keon Wallace we drafted from Clemson?
Right.
He's the next Brian Dawkins. Just don't get a guy like that.
See, I mean, I like Blankenship. I wouldn't have minded bringing him back, but you know, I think Howie's going to spend his money on, like, you know, they're going to spend money on an edge, whether it's like a Chubb or a trade or something. They're going to spend their money on you know what? They're going to sign a corner. They still got to sign a corner. A CB.
They're going to draft a corner.
Well, there's a couple corners. It was like two corners that really showed out big in the combine. So maybe they can get one of those. They got enough draft picks. Maybe they move up.
What
the safeties that Joey? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
Safeties that showed out were the kid from Oregon. He put his draft stock up. Had a great 40 time, great combine. And remember this kid's name, Keith Abney from Arizona State. Kid can play. So
I'll tell you what, whoever that dude Styles is, that kid's a freak.
Yeah, his stock's up.
Both are him and his brother. Ran great 40s. You know.
Where's he from? What college?
Ohio State, both of them.
Ohio State.
Secondary guy and a linebacker / edge.
Was he the one that like leaped really high, like he beat everybody out in the combine?
Yeah, he broke the record in that. He ran a faster 40 than like CeeDee Lamb.
Wow.
4.42.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wow.
Insane.
You know,
faster than most running backs.
And cross your fingers, but his stock went up. I would love, like I've been going back and forth with Joey, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon, a great combine. Everything.
I've
you
seen
know,
his
and
name
that's
on the
everything that the Eagles should want and get. But
I remember you saying his name last week, and I remember I was just flicking through here and there, and I saw his name on there, and he was moving up. They were talking about how good he was.
He is. He like vertical, 40. I mean, you name it, he did it, and he showed out. I mean, edge, wide receivers, and safeties are pretty deep.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So. Yeah, I mean, one thing that's a little concerning, and then you know, and then we'll wrap it up in a few here.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's a little concerning is the you know, the leader. You lost a lot of leadership on the defense because Blankenship was one of those guys that you know, yeah, like he kind of stabilized the secondary, and Dean kind of stabilized the. Although one thing though,
you got DeJean back there though.
What's that?
You got DeJean back there.
Yeah, Ball's a leader. I feel like DeJean's a little bit of a leader. I feel like Jordan Davis is the leader.
Jordan Davis, yeah.
Right, but I'm not talking about necessarily leader. I'm talking about like, although Bourne called the defense last year, but I'm kind of talking about getting guys in the right spots. You know what I mean? Blankenship, you know, Dean was good with that shit. Blankenship's good with that. So, you know, so they're going to have to, that might be a concern. But, you know, like we were saying, you got Makuba in his second year. You got Jihad Campbell's going to have to step up. And listen, obviously it's going to be Campbell, but Campbell also could rush from the edge. Now, here's a thought. Maybe I still think they sign an edge. Maybe you have Campbell play a little bit of edge this year. And because, one thing, Trot, I know it was only one game against Washington, but when Trot Jr. got his chance against Washington, he played really well in that game.
Yeah, kid's okay. He can't.
Well,
He's not a starter though.
Well, I'm
Don't
not.
forget
I'm not
his brother
saying,
in the draft too, Josiah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Trotter necessarily is a starter, but I'm saying, maybe he plays a little bit more of a role.
I got you. And you try and you move Jihad over a defensive end to give some guys some breathers and maybe some different looks.
Yeah, maybe in some like obvious passing downs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you say, hey, you know what, Jihad, we're gonna have you rush the quarterback. And then all right, Trot, we're not in dime, we're in nickel, so you're gonna see the field a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sean, remember last week I was saying about the Eagles got a guy from Washington and he lost his playbook first day? I text over to Joe. It was Kerrigan.
Ryan Kerrigan.
We got him from Washington the first day. He lost it, and some kids found it in his sewer.
Yeah, they threw it. It was the playbook was huge. Yeah, and they threw it in the sewer.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I finally found it. Like Ryan Kerrigan, that's it.
Yeah, how about that?
Well,
he killed us.
Yes.
When he comes here, he plays like dog shit.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah. One last thing before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Sixers have nobody playing tonight. Maxi's hurt, so now no VJ, no Maxi, Embiid's out, George, and they have nobody. The Cleveland's favored by 14 points tonight. I'll tell you what.
Sixers are in trouble.
They're close to not being in the play-in game.
Yeah, I don't. They'll probably. Well, you know what? They'll probably be in the play-in because I think it's they'd almost have to lose like every game to not be a 9 or 10 seed. So, but
how many games are left?
They were one game out of the play-in game like a couple of games ago.
I hear you. I mean, I'm saying, but they'll be in the play-in. You know what I'm saying? Like
how many games are left?
I think like 20 something, maybe like 19, 20.
We get Paul George back when?
10 games left.
Yeah, I think with 10 games left. Yeah,
we'll probably get Embiid back with 15 games left. We'll get Maxi back in a game or two. We'll get VJ back in a game or two.
Yeah, they said Maxi's up for 3 games possible.
You gotta get these guys back for the last 15 games. Try to go 12-3, 11-4. Make a push. Great to grab that 6 seed real quick.
Yeah, but the problem is though I have no. I mean.
Is it worth? Here's my question: is it worth the Sixers making the playoffs, or is it worth them not? And then
it's worth it.
The championship.
It doesn't matter. The pick's not going to matter.
Yeah, the pick could get them something in a trade for next year.
No, but we don't have a first round pick. Oklahoma. Tad insult to injury. Oklahoma City, the team that has McCain too, that we have to see McCain doing well with. And Isaiah Joe, 2 of our cast-offs. Yeah. They also have our first-round draft pick.
Gotcha.
That's awesome, ain't it?
All right, so it doesn't make sense to not make the playoffs. I mean, and let's be real, when this team had all them guys available, they looked good.
Hey, you know what? I mean,
I know they say just make the playoffs. You never know what could happen. I'm sorry. Whether they make it or not, obviously they don't make it, they're not going to win it. But they make it, they're not going to win it. There's too many good teams out there.
Hey,
I don't know. I felt like they had a really good chance of competing in the East when we watched that little stretch of basketball where Maxey was available, Paul George was available, Embiid, VJ.
During that stretch, right? But that
stretch. But if we're gonna have the guys back for the playoffs, then you're gonna have those guys healthy,
playing together for the first time in a while. It's just. I know. I'm the eternal optimist of where I believe it when I see it. I don't believe that.
I don't think Joel Embiid is hurt. I think if the playing game was tomorrow, Joel Embiid plays. I don't think he's hurt. I think it is a matter of I felt a little bit of tightness here. You know what? Let's just get to that. Let's just get there. We got to wait for Paul George to come back. You know, now VJ's a little bit hurt. Max is a little bit hurt. You're not going to put Embiid out there now where he's got to carry the load and put more on him. So you got to make him wait to sit out to get them guys back. Then you get Paul George back, and you see what you got.
How long was
What were you
the
gonna
Embiid
say,
extension?
Joey?
I just think it's a shitty league. I don't know. It
Shitty
sucks.
league.
Players run the league. Plain
Yeah,
simple.
shitty
Like you
league.
said, Joey.
Yeah, one last thing too before we get out. Who wins? Does Team USA win tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Paul Skeen's about to shut this Mexican team out.
All right,
War
sweet.
bomb.
All right, guys. Well, look, we'll be back. All right, so next week we'll be back. Hopefully. And one last other question: is AJ Brown still an Eagle next week?
Yes.
I think so too. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe,
Yes.
we won't tell everybody. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
Enjoy yourself, Joe.
I will. All right. See y'all.
Drink a lot of
See you
fluid,
guys.
Joe.
Game on, game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought.